the Young Turks Mentors.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the third edition of the Young Turks Mentor from ITC Grand Chola in Chennai. Now, before we get on with the evening, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Vijay Anand from the Startup Center, who's for helping us with the legwork and has had this session going. NASSCOM 10,000 Startups and Let's Venture for connecting to us with awesome startups in Chennai. And of course, all our mentors who've taken out time from their hectic schedules to be a part of this initiative. Now, please join me in welcoming on stage CNBC TV18's Managing Editor and the force behind Young Turks, Shireen Bhan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and as Shruti mentioned, thank you so much for joining us here for the third edition of the Young Turks Mentor platform that we've launched earlier this year. It really is a privilege for all of us here to be in Chennai. We're thrilled to be in this city and connect with the startup ecosystem here as we have done over the last 14 years. As I mentioned, over the past 14 years, we've covered the length and breadth of this country. We featured entrepreneurs from across India. A large chunk of our entrepreneurs have come in from Bangalore, but over the last few years, we've actually seen a spurt of entrepreneurs coming in from Chennai. So may your tribe grow and prosper, and we hope that the Young Turks mentoring platform here this evening will give many more of you the strength, the courage to actually chase your dreams and follow your passion. I'm often asked what is common to entrepreneurs that we've interviewed over the past 14 years, and while it may sound simplistic, let me put down my version of the 4 C's of entrepreneurship: clarity, conviction, courage, and character. You can never build a successful business if you're not clear about the depth of your idea or the strength of your business plan or your unique point of difference. Conviction is critical because if you don't believe in your product or service, then who else will? You can't expect anyone else to buy into your dream if you don't really buy your dream either. You have to be an evangelist. You have to convert the non-believers and the fence-sitters onto your side. Courage is imperative because if you don't have the heart or the stomach to be different, to be contrarian, then you will do pretty much more of the same, and that, as we all know, is not the road to profitability. And finally, strength of character. Being fair, ethical, and driven by merit must be non-negotiable. At business conferences, you rarely hear the word compassion, but I believe it is an underrated virtue. So I would add another C to the 4 C's that I mentioned above, and that is compassion. Let me end today because a lot of people have been tweeting us saying what a great day for you to actually take the Young Turks mentoring platform to Chennai when Sundar Pichai has just been announced the CEO of Google, and Sundar happens to be born in Chennai. So let me end by quoting what Larry Page has said in his letter announcing the birth of Alphabet. He said, "We've long believed that over time, companies tend to get comfortable doing the same thing, just making incremental changes. But in the technology industry," and I would add to that, in any industry where revolutionary ideas drive the next big growth areas, you need to be a bit uncomfortable to stay relevant. And so the Young Turks platform is to get you out of your comfort zones. It's get you to push the boundaries. It's get you to innovate and to try something different and to try something new. And that has been our effort and our endeavor here on this television show and through this community for the last 14 years. And we hope that we will be able to continue to do that as the years progress. And we're very, very proud to be associated with our mentors here in Chennai. I'm going to request all of you to come up on stage, and ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause would be nice for them, to congratulate them and to honor them. The Young Turks mentor for Chennai, a big round of applause to them for taking time out to join us here and share with us their words of wisdom, their lessons and their learnings, as well as their sort of imperatives as far as the journey of entrepreneurship goes. I hand it back to Shruti.
It's now time to call on our first speaker for the evening. C.K. Ranganathan's story is the stuff dreams are made of. With just 15,000 rupees as seed money in his pocket, the CMD of Cavan Care took on the multinationals and today runs a 1,200 crore rupee business. Known as the father of sachets in the Indian FMCG domain, Ranganathan, or CKR as he's fondly called, realized how value-conscious Indian consumers were much before competition. We featured him on our special series Sultans of South in 2012, and it is a proud moment for us to recognize CK Ranganathan as a Young Turk mentor, and we invite him on stage to open the evening.
Anything starts with a great idea. I think the important thing is, if you do not differentiate, you die. That's a book title by Jack Trout, and that's very important. That's the first lesson I learned when I started my business. I started a Me Too range of products. I went to various retailers to sell the products. One of the retailers, short of slapping me, almost on my face, he said, "You are a copycat." And that's how I learned my first lesson, that to be in business, you need to really learn how to differentiate. You need to have a very differentiative product to start with. Quickly I realized I changed my route, came with a very strong differentiation in shampoos. That's when I started. So we said, if you use our shampoo, the differentiation is the washroom will smell for at least 2 hours, and the pillow, the next day morning you can wake up and smell the pillow, it will still have the smell. So that caught the fancy of the customers. Generally it is thought money is a need, very fundamental need of starting business. Nowadays getting money is not a big problem. A lot of investors are chasing with money. All it requires, they are looking for is the entrepreneur, is there a great idea, and whom are we betting behind? I think business is very simple. You need to understand there are 6 stakeholders. I think it took a while for me to understand those 6 stakeholders. First stakeholders is customer, second is employees, third is vendors, fourth is banks and financial institutions, fifth is government, the sixth is the shareholders or the owners. If you look at, that's the order of priority. Whatever left behind, finally the owners should take back. And I think quite a lot of confusion happens. I have seen in my own eyes businesses perish. Started off with great ideas, but clarity of priority amongst the stakeholders was missing, and they get lost in the way. So quite a lot of time people invest money, take money for buying their own car when the business needs very badly money. So they will buy their own comforts, building, car, houses and so on. So then the vendors will be kept in lurch, or also the employees, the salary will not be paid on time. Finally business will go for a toss. I must tell proudly, it is not that nobody taught me, it is I learnt it over a period of time. It took 20 years for me to get buy my first house, and I think that's very, very important. Only when I satisfied all the stakeholders and the business, I invested in buying my own property. In business, there are 3 things to look at. The strategy, sound strategy is a fundamental starting point, the ideas and so on. But once you have a strategy, the next comes is the structure. A cut for paste strategy will not work. If some company will say that I have normally I look at this company, anybody will have a HR person, somebody would have, I require a chief IT officer and so on, like that. You cannot cut and paste of some organizational structure to our this thing. You need to see in my business, based on the strategy, what is the right structure, which function assumes more significance. And if that is played wrong, again business will not take off. The last one is the people, the right people for the right job. My brother-in-law will be there, or my brother, or somebody known to me, my friend and so on. The importance is given to priority on relationship and the trustworthiness than to the competency of the position that demands. I did reasonably well in Chennai. I wanted to get into Delhi market, more northern markets. Naturally, market requires somebody who understands the local culture, market, people. Marketing and sales is very important to develop a product. First thing that came to my mind was a trustworthy man. Who caught my attention was my accountant, who doesn't know marketing ABCD. So disaster, result was a disaster. We wanted to pack off and come back. And finally I said, okay, instead of packing and coming back, let me try one more attempt. Advertise in the paper, hired a right marketing and sales mix person. I did that, and no looking back, within 3 months time that guy turned the table. If you keep on doing something different, differentiated, you will definitely win. So you need to understand the fundamentals right in terms of the stakeholder relationships and priority among the stakeholders and the strategy, structure and people. If you play it well, the success is inevitable. All the best.
The Young Turks Mentors